Hey guys, and welcome to the video. This is that message I was telling you about where Archangel Michael was talking about our frequencies was either going to let us go or we were going to have to stay if we weren't vibing high enough. So I was just going to read it to you today, and it's a good message, but I'm going to read it kind of enthusiastically like he does, because sometimes he'll repeat stuff, like he'll say no, 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 and he gets all, fired up, but we're going to go ahead and read it. It's about violence. And this is Archangel Michael and the Galactic Federation put out this video. I'll put the link and everything, in the video. Alright. Dear ones, many wonder why so much violence. I'll tell you why. Because there is so much violence in humanity. So I'm going to try to explain to you how it all happens. I need to go back there, at the beginning, again, in which those beings which came here to apply the test decided to stay here in order to earn as much as they could, even if that was not the deal. Let's say so anyway, for the sake of this lesson. These beings, as I have said, have been here many times. No one is 100% bad, nor is anyone 100% good. But these beings, some days in their past, have resonated with the energies, the feelings of very low vibration, and that pleased them. That was so interesting for them, to live without rules, to live without feelings, to live only to satisfy oneself. So the tests that they applied were extremely difficult and very well elaborated tests. So elaborated that you didn't even realize that you were falling into a big trap. Oh, some noticed it, but some did not. They did not get carried away, but the vast majority liked what they heard and felt and let themselves be carried away by those feelings, causing their planet to drop its vibration over time. This has already been explained. I will not return to this matter. At some point in your history, there was all the need for control. Something would have to be done to keep an eye on you, to keep a tight leash. You couldn't just do what you wanted. Now, he's talking about all of mankind here, not a specific person. So everything has always been done in a cunning way, so that you saw in certain situations not evil things, but interesting things, good things, because everything was done depending on how it was going to be passed on to you. And then the first step way back then was religions. Religions in which supposed gods, supposed beings of light, impose certain rules for you to follow. So no, they weren't imposing that they were very high beings. That's not what they were doing. Who received messages from high end, and they were being passed on to you. So how to question a highly elevated being, a being that was not within your reach? How would you question a highly punitive being who forced you to follow paths, and that if you were not following them, you would be punished? So this was the first form of control, creating a God who punished, who did not accept certain things, who limited, who imposed rules, and so you learn to be afraid of that God. So it all started back there with religion. And I dare to say that many of you still believe that God punishes. Many still do not believe that our Father, Mother, God is pure love. That there is no punishment that exists, but there is a consequence for each person's actions. There is no heaven and hell. There is the evolution of each soul. Each soul evolves and vibrates at a certain frequency, and consequently it resonates with the frequencies of soul. The issue here today is not religion. I'm just telling you where it all started. So those beings who created all this religion never resonated with love. Love is a feeling that that practically does not exist in their soul because they have been resonating with feelings of very low vibration, feelings of pure evil for so long that they do not know what love is. Then there were the sacrifices in the name of pleasing the gods. What kind of god would demand a human or animal sacrifice to satisfy himself? No, this is not our Father, Mother God, much less his representative. And he's talking about his representative was Jesus. Then again, fear was imposed. You had to worship those gods so that your harvest would be perfect, so that your life goes well, so that you had to have those sacrifices of all sorts, humans, babies, animals. And this was perfectly normal for those who created all this chaos, because those stories, that was the way to demonstrate control, to demonstrate fear. You had to be afraid, always, always afraid. You could never respect fear, so all sorts of evils have already been done, and they continue to be done today, because these beings have no love in their dark souls. And then you often ask yourself, why is there so much evil? Why is there so much violence? I think it is very clear for you to realize that the soul that is there in that human being is a soul operated by them, the dark ones. They also reproduce here on this planet, and many of their souls are incarnated and continue to reincarnate forever. For they for they do not exist just only in the ethereal. On the contrary, my brothers and sisters, they exist as humans, and many are incarnated. So many of you find it a bit heavy. When I say here, a lot of people will go on that tram, that many people will leave this planet. Then you ask, what do you mean, Michael? Will such good beings leave the planet? I never said that. I said that it would be the beings that vibrate high that will leave the planet. I have always said that. Those who resonate with feelings that do not vibrate in the fifth dimension will leave this planet, which is their case. What do they vibrate? Evil, violence, and what do they do more and more of? More violence, to increase more and more what? Fear. And you vibrate what? More and more fear. And attract what? More and more fear. And she said it this many times. I'm reading this transcript. This is very well explained. There is no way for you to have doubts. And then you see horrendous crimes. And you see grotesque situations. You see crimes against children and babies. Crimes against old people. Where you ask yourself, how can a human being be capable of that? It is not the human being who is capable of that, dear ones. It is that soul that is incarnated here as that human being that is capable of that kind of evil. Yes, because he doesn't vibrate with love. He has no feelings of kindness or remorse. He has no feelings of pity. He only has feelings of evil. He is creating with that act precisely the dread and fear in you, the despair. This is what they want, my dear brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter to them whether they are killing a child, an old man, an old woman, a grandmother. It doesn't matter who they kill. What matters, it matters what they cause, which is exactly what you are resonating, dread and fear. And that for them is sheer joy. They feel good knowing that they cause that feeling because that is what they cause all the time. So don't just imagine that the dark only exists as ghosts. No, they are here living with you side by side as incarnate human beings. And many times you do not know that soul who is laying by your side at night is the one until he shows his real face. And then you realize that there is no soul of light there. When we tell you that we can't help you, we can't do anything because they are there by your side. Many think that we just don't want to help them. And then many think, well, but they are spirits, Michael. No, they are not spirits. They are embodied souls, and they are there talking to you, being friends with you, waiting just for you for the right moment to strike, to assert your true feelings. Many cannot disguise it. Many are what they are. Many are bad from birth or a young age. Since they were children, they are already highly loveless beings. Then you say, but Michael, how it is a child? It is a soul. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, a very old soul and a very bad soul. But it is not for you to judge it. And you do not judge by clothing. Clothing is a child. It could be an adult, but what matters for this lesson is what is inside that outfit, which is an evil soul. So rethink how many people are in this category today in the world. Think about it. And when I say that the trams are full and are getting fuller every day, shipping evil off the planet, because these people are short-lived. These people are easily exposed to losing their lives because they are on the side of crime. Then they die much more easily because they have chose that they put their lives at risk, and that's what they attract because of how much evil they've done in this lifetime and past ones. So when I say that the trams are leaving full, they are increasingly full, and it is these trams that will clean the planet of all these evil incarnate souls, because they are not spirits. If they were only spirits, they would have already been taken. The vast majority are gone. There are still those that are lingering, roaming the surface of the planet, glued to you because of your addictions. Your lives are out of order. They are there all glued together, stuck to you. So how can we get them out if you don't vibrate highly? Anything we try to do against them will hurt you as well. So my brothers and sisters, you can see that your attitudes are also weighing in here. If you keep your addictions, if you keep this little bunch of little friends around you, when the moment comes, unfortunately, even if you're a good soul, you will take the tram. Because you have not been able to vibrate the high energies which prevent these little friends from sticking to you. You're vibrating in the same range as them. Then you will take the tram with them. Even if you are a good person, no matter how much work you have done here for this planet, you will take the tram. So the context, my brothers and sisters, is not simply to separate. But you are good and you are evil. You're a good one, you're a bad one. No. What separates you is the energy frequency that you are vibrating. And then many may think that they are all just these beings are evil. No, they're not. And what he's saying here is a lot of people think that the aliens or the ETs are evil. And when he said these beings here, that he's talking about them. So he says, and then many of you think that these beings here are evil. No, they're not. As I also say, There are many, many Palladian, Arcturian, Venusian, and Sirian souls who are following the path of evil because they were involved by evil. And they are vibrating low, and they will take the tram with everybody else. No one is being separated by the kind of soul that they are. You will be separated by the frequency of your soul. Each time you raise that frequency a little bit more, a train ticket starts to materialize. My brothers, understand that all this violence that there is, that you come and complain to me about, every time you resonate with fear, you attract more of it. Unfortunately. But Michael, it is difficult for us to live in this world without resonating with fear. I would say to you, where is your faith? Where is the confidence in those who protect you? If you have confidence in us who protect you, you do not emanate fear, and you do not attract violence. It is far away from you, violence is, because we are close to you, and we keep it out of your way. Now, if you vibrate fear, violence is always vibrating. You attract more of it. If there is nothing to discuss, this has been explained a lot, and it seems that you still don't understand. You just like to talk about crime. Crime, crime, crime. It is the subject of the day, and what do you attract more and more of? Crime, crime, and crime. Because you are emanating this, and the universe sends more of it, so stop it. When someone tells you, did you see that robbery on the news? You tell them, no, I don't want to know about that. Please don't tell me. I don't want to know. Because what's the use? You get hurt. Because the other was assaulted. Will it do anything? Will it solve a problem for you? Another's problem? Okay, maybe you can help him solve it. You can help him out. But not participating in that moment. That moment was his to live. So you don't have to participate in the crime he was involved in. So my brothers, we are going to change these frequencies. It's going to happen. And try to observe that when a very grotesque thing happens, it is repeated in several places all over the planet. Why? Because you feed that fear. I'm losing my place. Okay. And it comes back at various points because you are emanating it out into the universe. Michael, but I'm afraid that it will happen to me too. And then there's another one. I'm also afraid that it will happen to me. And another, and another, and another. And the aggregator is only growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Then when the universe returns, it returns the same thing. And then in several places all over the planet, the same thing starts to happen. So my brothers and sisters, it is in your hands. You can keep vibrating high or not. But if you keep talking about robberies, rapes, and crimes and deaths, you attract more robberies, rapes, crimes, and deaths. You will get more of the same. It is your decision. It is your way. But don't come and complain to me when that passage doesn't materialize in your hand. And you have to go to the tram line. But Michael, that one is crying. Will you look at his situation? Oh, wait, I'll look at his situation. No. We don't do that. This does not exist. We will not judge you one by one. It is as if it were the following, my brothers and sisters. Imagine a great portal. No, I am not saying that it will be a portal. I am setting an example. A great portal in which people will pass through or they won't. That's simple. There will be no trial. There will be no personification of who is passing by. We will not even know who is passing through or not. Simply, if you have the appropriate frequency for that portal, you will pass. If you don't, you will not get through. This is the mechanism of separation. This is separating the wheat from the chaff. There is no personification of who is on what side, which soul is passing through. Oh, that little child didn't pass through, Michael. How absurd. He is just a little child. No, 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 no. He is not a little child. He is an old evil soul. He's a soul. And what did that soul vibrate for a lifetime? And what is that soul vibrating? Do you know? It is only in the body of a child, but it is an extremely bad soul. So we don't judge by appearance. We do not judge by the type of clothing you are wearing or the color of your eyes. You will be separated by the energy frequencies only. That way there will be no analysis of an individual file. Nobody will get special preferential treatment. Let me see how this person's file is doing and see if I can help them out. No, my brothers and sisters, things don't work like that. There is not a bunch of judges seating somewhere with a stamp in their hand. This one passes. This one does not. Don't let this one pass. That one passes. This one does not. There are no judges. You are the judge of yourself. You choose the paths you will take. Matter of fact, you have already chosen your path. I hope you understand what I've said today on this subject. I have already spoken millions of times, but I have to keep repeating it and repeating it because it seems that you did not understand me well. Our purpose here is to cleanse this planet of these low vibrating evil souls, and that is what we will do. It doesn't matter what clothes they're wearing, because you tend to judge us when one of them is a child. It's a child. But for us, it's not a child. For us, it's a soul dressed in child's clothing. It is a soul, not a child. We did not see human clothing. We see energy and light. We see the ethereal, not the clothes. We don't see your body. We don't see you. We only see energy. So there is no discrimination, no favoritism. There is no prejudice. There is no separation if you are a 1 minute old newborn baby or if you are a 90-year-old grandmother. If you are sick, it does not matter. It does not exist. We see soul frequency. Only that which has bonded to you. According to your clothes, you evaluate everything by how something looks. We do not. We evaluate by the energy frequency, not the clothes you're wearing. And they're calling our bodies. Right there, he's calling, saying our bodies is our clothes, our skin suit. Let's see. If you have just incarnated, or if you are already very old, for us there is no difference. You are souls purely, which vibrate at a certain frequency, and if you vibrate high very well, we are happy. We are seeing that energy that you are vibrating. And if you vibrate low, sometimes we often have to go out and look for you because we can't find you, because we can't find your light. Well, that's it, brothers and sisters. There's nothing more to do. There is nothing that the dark side can hide from us. They cannot bluff us. There's no way they can act as a great actor or an actress and win an award to deceive us. That does not exist anymore. You are souls to us, and it is like souls that you will be separated. You either stay on the planet and move to the fifth dimension, or you simply go stacked off the planet on the tram. Yes, the planet is already being cleaned up. Do you think that we are waiting for the big event to happen? Of course not. We are already emptying people off the planet. And that at every moment, many trams leave every moment, full of people every day. For many, we are not waiting for that moment to decide, because we already know that soul. We have dealt with that soul many, many times. Wait a minute, I lost my place. That will not change. Oh, okay. We've dealt with that soul many, many times, and we know that he will not change. He is past the point of his choosing to go the other way. The event is not going to happen, my dear friends. It is happening right now, and many are already being taken. It will not be only at a certain moment of the actual event that they will be chosen. Many are being taken. So if you feel despair or if you need help, try saying something like this. My Archangel Michael, may you help me to be strong and to be perceptive in my understanding of what is happening around me. May I learn to separate all those feelings that do not resonate with the light. May I be strong to take away from me everything that is not good for me, everything that takes me off my balance, everything that takes me off my high frequency. Where am I? Okay. Help me, my archangel, to keep me always vibrating highly, understanding that I don't have to resonate with the environment, with what the environment is going through. I am the Archangel Michael, and I am here every day for you, showing more and more and more the truth to you. And I hope that you know how much that you are loved and how to make the right choices. Peace be with you. I am the Archangel Michael, and we are God's Legion.